So, if you live in the UK, you've probably seen the Monzo card. The unmistakable neon pink hue indicating that you're brandishing a card issued to you from the Bank of the Future. But, despite that moniker, the Bank of the Future has some pretty old school issues. So let's talk about cryptocurrency's biggest competitor, because it's not the old banks. It's this new breed of technology-focused banking. Welcome to Ready Set Crypto. This is your brain on blockchain. So on August 5th, 2019, 480,000 customers of Monzo found out that unauthorized staff had access to their PIN numbers for 6 months. This is right on the heels of the massive Capital One breach of 100 million customer accounts. And it doesn't exactly paint a bright future for traditional banking, even if that banking is all online, such as in the case of Monzo. While not as prevalent here in the United States, digital banks are becoming increasingly popular with the millennial crowd across Europe. In the wake of the 2008 financial crisis, the UK passed the Financial Services Act of 2012 in order to open up the market to new banks. This facilitated the rise of Monzo, Revolut, and other digital-only banks that undercut traditional banking costs by doing away with physical branch locations and serving customers purely through an app. Also, because these companies don't currently offer a full suite of services like mortgages and loans, they're less hampered by regulation, according to major accounting firm KPMG. These benefits, along with unique features such as fee-free international spending, have allowed banks like Monzo to attract worldwide attention from investors and a £2 billion valuation, despite only being founded in 2015. But despite this success, with relatively little experience compared to legacy banks, perhaps Monzo and other fintech unicorns are not yet qualified to hold our money. The UK FCA, or Financial Conduct Authority, has been investigating Revolut, one of Monzo's biggest competitors, for an alleged compliance lapse which may have resulted in illegal transactions via its app. And it's not just British app-based banks that have landed themselves in legal hot water. Berlin-based N26 has been ordered by the German government to improve its ability to prevent money laundering and terrorist financing. And so, as N26 and Monzo prepare to expand to the United States, I still have a lot of questions. What will it mean once these digital banks, which categorize and track our spending, become global? Are we looking at the death of traditional legacy banks? Will it destroy the existence of physical branches? It's prescient for us to discuss the future of finance and ask these sort of questions that really have implications as to how finance and banking affect people's lives every day. That's why I made this channel and why I stress over and over again about the discussions and conversations we need to be having right now about the importance of cryptocurrency and the future of consumer finance. If you haven't done so already, I would highly recommend getting on our free newsletter so you can be informed about what's going on regarding the day's biggest news and what's capturing the attention of the cryptocurrency space. You can do so by going to rscnewsletter.com, and in literally 5 seconds of your time, you can ensure that you're better informed about the space, because I intend to make sure that you are. As it's probably pretty obvious, I can't make a video every day, but I can make sure that you know what's going on in the space. And I think that's a great segue into the massive development that's coming to the market in the next few weeks, the Apple Card. I made a whole other video specifically about the Apple Card, but the thing to know is that the Apple Card is not really a card. The hardware, if a credit card can be deemed as such, is mostly irrelevant. Apple even wants to incentivize consumers not to use it, just giving them 1% cash back on purchases made directly with the card, versus the 2% you get when using Apple Pay mobile payments and the 3% for Apple purchases. No, the real differentiator is the software, which in this case is the Wallet app. And this is where the debts are tallied and where Apple hopes to impress by bringing transparency to personal finance in the manner of Monzo and Revolut. Not to mention the 3% cashback payment through the App Store includes third-party services such as Uber and Lyft, in addition to a growing array of Apple services from iCloud to movies to games. Once an iPhone user is earning cash back from all those purchases, the latest Samsung phone might look less appealing versus staying with Apple. And that, of course, is Apple's play. The more people it can connect to the ecosystem, the more likely people are to pay up for its high-margin phones and pair them with AirPods, watches, and Apple News Plus subscriptions. But don't mistake the motives of any of these companies, be that Monzo, Apple, Revolut, and Facebook's Libra, as pursuing altruism or financial enablement. Already the signs are there that Apple is rotten in intention. Goldman Sachs, which is in charge of deciding who gets the Apple Card, is accepting some applications from users with less than stellar credit scores, according to people with knowledge of the matter. Apple wanted its bank partner to approve as many of its 100 million plus iPhone users in the US as possible. While there's no definition for who qualifies as subprime, we know that the 2008 financial crisis was due in some part to big lenders who got in trouble when irresponsible loans made to subprime mortgage borrowers defaulted. So here we are again, pushing more people into financial products where quantity over quality is the MO, and there's the threat that user data protection isn't a priority. Sounds like a recipe for more disaster to me. Hopefully it's clear that this is the competition to cryptocurrency, that which appeals to the younger generations for usage and adoption, and in a large part, a superior user experience will win. Understand the edge that these tech companies are bringing. Facebook has its ecosystem. Apple famously has its walled garden. What happens when they're better able to integrate some of these auxiliary services around their core products in a way that is undeniably compelling? I just made a video yesterday about digital identity, and I think a large part of that and what will matter to people is how they're able to integrate their digital identity with applications. If you're able to effectively manage your entire financial life from your smartphone, which is also seamlessly integrated with your Apple Watch, which is doing real-time health tracking, and both are using machine learning and predictive algorithms to better understand and advise when you need to go see your doctor or perhaps to go see a financial advisor. And yeah, that sounds like a very compelling version of the future, if not for the serious implications of data privacy and corporate overreach that we've discussed in this video. So what do you think? Where do you think we're going with consumer banking, and what do you think about all of these tech companies that are entering the financial space? Well, let's discuss in the comments below, and if you like the channel and you like the content, please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.